so I've painted up the engine and where the engine's sitting in the cowl, so to speak. Black is a call out for inside there. I just used AK extreme metal steel. I know it's called steel, but it's really, as you can see, it's more of a, I use it as a shade of aluminium. It's a bit darker than their aluminium color. So this is the floor section I said about, gone in, and the yoke I've put in. This is a clear part, so I don't know if other versions have a clear floor, but it didn't fit well. I needed putty or filler around the, I used perfect plastic putty again and wiped it back with a moist cotton bud. Wing light in, it's not a real good fit either, but I'm just going to go with that. I'll use some masking sol, just drop on there to mask that up for painting. And I've painted the interior green in the wheel wells. I can put the leaner gear in at the end, which is good. Also, we're at it. So there's two, like a, or not two, there's 4 versions, but there's one of them, the American Navy one, has I guess it's a bomb sight, maybe, I'm not sure what it is, but so there's a different canopy, and it has this part on the rear deck behind the pilot. But the version I'm doing has just got that mast, so that section needs to be cleaned up. I fill that and sand that down. But when you're sanding something like that, keep in mind that the canopy's sitting there, so you don't want to take away the levelness of the floor where it's going to sit, otherwise you'll be left with another gap. Alright, so I'll continue on. So I just want to show you how you can improve your kit parts. It's just a simple thing, that diamond bit in the Dremel. This is the exhaust, so you can just so what we're doing is drilling out the hole a bit more so it goes in deeper, so it's not so shallow, and then just get a bit larger bit and round it out more. That's one way, just a simple modification to clean up your kit. Wheels, so the wheels are got heavy flash. Just cleaning up with a sanding sponge. Sponge will curve to the contour of the wheel, whereas if you used a flat one, it would flatten your wheel, obviously. And to do if you want to do weight on wheels, which is an effect, not as good as resin wheels, but it's still an effect, I just use a heavy or coarse sanding stick and try and keep it squared up, and you take off, keep going to where you want it, and to keep even flat to your wheels, I put them together when I get to a certain stage and rub them so they stay the same to keep the keep them level. Alright, let me show you again what I messed up filming yesterday. Alright, zap gap, whatever CA glue you like. These are the gear doors that attach to the legs, to the landing gear legs. There's injection pin marks on them again. So this is just a piece of wire wrapped around a piece of bamboo skewer, a blob of the CA glue. So if it's a couple of drops in there, that's now higher than the plastic, and when it sets, then I sand it back, and that's how you get rid of ejection pin marks that you can sand around. If they're inside like raised details, it's a bit trickier to get at. Wing section glued in. Pretty good fit. There's a few gaps on the wing roots, but some perfect plastic putty will take care of that. Underside, pretty good fit. Just this side was a bit of a, I had to push the top fuselage outwards to get it to meet with the wing section better. It's still a bit of a clean up required there. The cowl is a different story. It underside has got a big lip, fits good top sides, but the bottom has a big lip. So when I clean that up, I'm going to lose, there's raised rivets along these recessed panel lines. So how do we fix that? Well, simple way, if you don't want to put raised rivets back, would be to just use a needle and a pin vise and mark indentations for rivets. But I've got this, which comes in handy. It's the RP Tools punch and die. There's all different ones. This one's for the flat rivets. Just pick the size. They got a whole set for each size. I need 0.6, and you just, this 0.1 plastic card, whatever thickness you want, and just punch them in. So on and so forth to you, and then you got your rivets. You need a either good tweezers or a wax pencil. Pick them up when you're putting them on. That's how I'm going to do it, but that's because I have that tool already. So now I got to clean up seam lines and on the fuselage and wings. So I'm getting the move along. I've painted up, I've cleared up the back deck, filled in the seam line in the hole that was there, put in the support system there for the canopy. I've replaced those rivets, rescribed, and I've cleaned up seam lines where I've sanded back, rescribed them in where necessary. I use the mask that came with the kit, and that was, it's just a matter of sharp blade and cutting it out on the paper. Just used the fluorescent light behind it to shine through so I can see better. Tape is the handle. I'm going to use the crystal clear to glue it on. I don't want to use normal glue in case it needs to be removed again. So I'm going to glue that on, and then we're almost up to primer stage.